Hey, it's Ty Screams, and I'm about to give you a recap of what happened on season 46, episode several of Survivor. We see the castaways on their beach after Mariah was voted out. Venus isn't happy that her name was written down and thinks it was Soda, and we see them bickering on their way to the water well. Charlie then fesses up to voting Venus, which Q pulls him aside and tells him that he should have kept quiet because Venus thought it was Soda. Charlie apologizes but sees it as Q thinks he's running the show. Late in the night, Ben wakes up having a panic attack and Kenzie calms him down, showing the more human aspect of the show. For the immunity challenge, castaways have to stand on triangular platforms in the ocean, moving up on footholds at timed intervals. The tribe will be split into two groups of 6, have 2 individual immunity necklaces, and also a split tribal. The group that loses will attend tribal first, and the winning group will get some food, attend tribal second, and whoever is voted off the winning group will be the first on the jury. The teams turn out to be Charlie, Maria, Tevin, Soda, Venus, and Liz on purple, and Tim, Ben, Hunter, Q, Tiffany, and Kenzie on orange. The seas seem very calm for this challenge, so the first 2 platforms are a breeze for everybody, even after several minutes. Q, trying to make the time go by faster, starts the alphabet game, but everybody doesn't understand and makes for a little bit of a silly moment. As the castaways try to make the transition to the top platform, both Q and Soda fall into the water and we continue on. We get to the last portion where survivors must stand on one leg, and this is where survivors start falling. Almost everybody is unable to make the transition to one leg, and Kenzie wins immunity for orange team. But she falls, and now the orange team will be heading to tribal first. The showdown is then between Tevin and Maria, and Tevin has some close calls and then loses his balance, giving Maria immunity. Purple heads back to the Nui Nui camp, and orange heads to the old Siga camp. At the Nui Nui camp, they enjoy the reward, and Tevin talks about wanting to set up a blindside. Charlie is feeling on the outs because there are 4 Nami and 2 Siga members. With Maria having immunity, he knows he's on the chopping block. Soda and Charlie are talking, and they decide that they want to vote Venus. Soda then goes to Tevin wanting to blindside Venus, and he agrees, but is weary about Soda because of how much she talks to everyone. There's a whole lot of talking happening, where Charlie is seeing the cracks in Nami, and him and Maria realize they're actually safe for this vote. At the old Siga camp, Tim is wanting to take out Hunter because he's alone from his Nami tribe. And Q is asking, what about the +1 alliance? Q, wanting to appear committed, tells him that he's voting Ben, but really is saying that Tim will be going home. Tiffany and Kenzie are having a hard time working with Q because they say every few minutes he's switching where the vote is going to be. First it's Tim, then it's Hunter, then it's back to Tim. They're just annoyed, but then they head to tribal council. For the orange team tribal, Hunter is seen as a free agent, and they all debated whether they should adopt him as a number or take him out. There's some crying about the survivor experience and how they all like each other, and Jeff mentions it's sort of a Sophie's choice on who you vote out. Q, out of nowhere, recognizes Kenzie for how great she is, potentially painting her as a target. Jeff then reads the vote, and there are 2 for Hunter and 4 for Tim, and the Tim is voted out and not part of the jury. For the purple team tribal, Charlie is making it clear how uncomfortable he is because of the team split. Venus also mentions that she's feeling worried, but Liz mentions that she's so comfortable in the vote that she didn't even bring her bag. Maria also gets a chance to speak up and say that she didn't even feel like she was being approached about this vote, which sets everybody on edge, and then Charlie portrays his uneasiness by talking about his shot in the dark. Everybody votes, Charlie doesn't play his shot in the dark, and there are 2 votes for Venus and 4 for Soda, and Soda is blindsided. As she's leaving, Venus takes credit for the blindside, and then we see Tevin mouthing the word no. Soda is the first member of the jury. These split tribal councils can really throw a wrench in anybody's plan on Survivor. With Venus planning the blindside, does that mean she's no longer on the bottom? We won't know until next episode, but in the preview, we see Hunter hiding in a tree, Q acting like a mob boss, and what seems to be a spicy tribal council. So until next episode, be sure to like, subscribe, and tune in next week for another recap of Survivor.